Well, welcome Madridistas. Today, finally, a post-game calm, happy, proud. And so it reflects what this team can be. Definitely not. With the quality we have, as long as there's movement, precision, quick ball circulation, good pressure, and solid defense, be solid in the air, block shots, and stay strong in one-on-one battles. Giving it your all with intensity and attitude. Man, with all that, which isn't little, but it's not a lot for these guys, because that's what they're here for. They play for Madrid, they make a ton of money, and it's assumed. Even with all that, damn, I'm not going to say nobody can beat us, all right? But it's much harder messing up like in Vallecas, Elche, and Girona. And you get a game like this. Athletic aren't at their best right now, but what about the way they started? The match pressing like they always do. And Madrid's first response was go in for the contact too. Go for it, physically and individually for the players. Not reacting soft like we've seen in other games, and especially showing more with the ball. Precision can't be there every single day, huh? But damn, it's expected of them. But besides that, there's movement. When you've got the ball, the people around you have to move. And that was happening all through the first half. In the second half, there was more relaxation in that sense because you're already up 3-0. You know, it's fine. In the end, they almost scored on us in the first half. Courtois also had to step in twice. Two really great saves, huh? By the way, careful things could have gone very differently if they'd scored on us there, right? But come on, it's the least you can expect from them. And they deliver this result, of course. Hey, if tomorrow you're up against Arsenal, playing like this, Palmas, you won't embarrass yourself because playing like this, you can never embarrass yourself. I mean, with this intensity, with this intention, carrying out the coach's plan like this, always at least matching in intensity. On the contrary, kid, if you're better, you beat them. If you're evenly matched, you can beat them. Two, of course. And if you're worse, technically, though, there aren't many teams worse than Real Madrid in terms of squad. Well, you can lose, but don't make a fool of yourself. So I'm really happy with this Madrid, honestly, really happy. I think it's been Madrid's best game of the year so far. Madrid's best game, definitely of the Xabi Alonso era. Where we saw the best, well, maybe the best goal Madrid has scored since the Xabi Alonso era, which was Mbappe's first. Individually, huh? Because, well, Trent's pass was incredible. Some people were saying it wouldn't count as an assist. Damn, it's just that it could count as an assist because Trent's pass was brilliant. No, come on, get the joke. No, but even so, he's got a magic touch with his foot. The bad news is that later he got injured, and so did Kamavinga. Come on, by the way. There's no such thing as a perfect game or one where we walk away super happy. Damn, it's just no way. Things can be flawless. But what I'm saying is, that second goal was, for me, Madrid's best play. In 18 months at least. In 18 months. The second goal was a great piece of play. They've been showing it since the meetup at the end, but from the very start, the play was a marvel. What I've noticed has improved now. I'm reading your comments, guys. Thanks so much for being here. Please give the video a like. It really helps. And that's it. Thanks a lot, and consider yourselves all greeted. And thanks for being here. There are 330 of us, and the number keeps going up. Like I said, as soon as these players start moving the ball with one or two touches, release it quickly. Everyone moves around the guy with the ball. And then when it's time to defend, defend. And when it's time to press, press, man. Damn, it's just, come on, it's obvious. Listen to the coach, period. That's it. Careful, coach. You've made a few mistakes with some pretty strange lineups. Today's wasn't one of those. No, it really wasn't. Now let's talk about Google. But with something that I often bring up to defend Xavi, but no, I don't agree with him on everything. Look, there's Xavi. Speaking of Xavi, hold on. There's Xavi. Let's listen to him.
We had plenty of chances. We fully deserved to take the lead. And then the team kept competing well. I think it's a game we really needed, not just for the results, but for how we won it and to break the streak a bit. And now we keep going with the same calm we had coming in. We have to keep moving forward.
For performance, for goals, for context, for atmosphere, for everything. It's one of Real Madrid's best games in recent months.
The moment was important, and we showed that we can play at this level. We didn't need it. And for me, it's one of the most complete games we've played.
What did you think of the second goal? A collective effort by Real Madrid and a great goal.
I had a really good feeling about how they were playing, choosing how we advanced, switching from one side to the other. We were making progress. We found number 30. Down the right wing, then came the finish and the 3 goals. For me, they were amazing goals of different styles, but all really good. Then there were other chances we had.
And I was going to ask you about that strike Kylian has, which he showed off again today with those 2 beauties.
Yeah, it was very, very stylish, fluid, more so the second than the first. And how did he link up with Vini too? Today, that connection worked really well. And we need it.
And lastly, Coach, on Sunday, we're heading back home, back to the Bernabeu. How excited are you to play in front of the Bernabeu crowd?
Because we've played 6 straight games away from home. That doesn't usually happen. Yeah, we miss our stadium, our fans, the energy they give us, and being able to keep this momentum going.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right. From here, he's going straight to the press room. So we'll be in the press conference right away when you see it here, in pre-listening, in preview. I'm handling production as always, and we'll be with him in no time. But to wrap up, what I was going to say about Xavi before he starts talking again, there's something that just doesn't sit right with me. Well, there are a few things, sure, but there's one in particular that really bothers me. I mean, it really messes me up. It doesn't make me sad so much as angry, and it's about Enric, man. About Enric, yeah, some will say, no, it's just that he's not playing because he's going to be loaned out. Yeah, I know. Damn, man. In a game like today, give Enric 10 minutes, man. Why are you putting Rodrigo in again? And those guys have been something else, huh? When you pulled off those 3 plays there, and in one you were about to set up Raheem, who just barely missed it, in front of Unai Simon. But he puts you in, man, so give him a bit of time. Come on. If he doesn't get injured, the risk of him getting injured, he could get hurt in practice too. If that's even the reason not to play him, but Rodrigo's already in. Put him in. Come on, there's Xavi. Let's listen to him.
The one you felt most satisfied with because of the circumstances around it, pressure there was, and the result and the play above all.
Good afternoon. It was an important game. Obviously, we wanted to break the momentum a bit, but we came in with the necessary calm, with the necessary preparation, and I think the team played a very, very complete game. The 90 minutes were very, very focused, barely giving anything away in the first half, playing really well. We created a lot of chances, and it was probably the most complete game we've played in a tough stadium at an important moment. We took it calmly, and now we have to keep going.
How's it going, Xavi? Good afternoon, Miguel Angel Diaz from Cadena Cope. How are you? Has Mbappé scored 25 goals? He's in an incredible moment. Last year, I said here that he'd hit rock bottom. How has everything changed a year later? And then it kind of stands out. Why that attitude today and not on other days? What happened? What changed today?
Yeah, well, Kylian's in a really good moment, right? Today, he scored 2 goals again. 2 amazing goals. And then the movement they had, the connection with Vini has been really good. The team came out from the very first minute, ready to play, ready to win the game, with good focus, with good intensity, with a really good rhythm. We took control of the game in that first half. The second half was the same. We didn't have as much of the ball, but we still kept control. And it was an important moment after 3 draws away from home to get back to winning on the road. And on Sunday, we're back home.
Hi, how's it going, Xavi? Over here to your right, Javier Herraiz, live on Carousel Deportivo from Cadena.SER. You talked about Mbappé, about the game, maybe Madrid's best game this season. I'm going to ask you about Courtois. When Madrid was ahead, 102 crucial saves. Once again, Courtois came through.
Yeah, it's nothing new. Thibaut made decisive saves, and at that moment, well, he allowed us to keep the lead and keep building on the game.
All right, how's it going, Xavi? Martine from Oki Diario. I was going to ask you about one of the changes in the starting 11, which was Camavinga starting and especially Arda being on the bench, which you also took off the other day against Girona at halftime. I was going to ask you if you don't see him as a number 10 anymore, or if you think he's incompatible with Jude.
No, he's totally compatible. Eduardo had played 3 games in a row, and the other day in the starting lineup. There were tons of matches. We're playing every 3 days, so it was just a technical decision for today's game.
Shall we ask the last question?
How's it going, Xavi? Miguel Toribio, live for Radio Marca. I wanted to ask if the key to the team's attitude today was desire, that drive, or was it the talks from a week ago in Athens?
Today is today, and that's what matters most. Performance, the team delivered. The team's overall quality, and then, well, how we've managed to control the game, it's been very steady, and that's what I'm taking away. We take it game by game. Today we came in after the draw in Girona. We knew it was an important moment. After getting it done, starting tomorrow, we're already thinking about Sunday against Celta. A very demanding schedule, and it doesn't allow you to overthink too much in the good times, as well as the not so good ones.
We'll finish with a question in Basque.
So, are we gonna learn?
You, Xavi, Aritztegalaste from Euskadi. Well, I'm from Garibseria. You, Real Madrid, Gary Pinar, and an Gitzog.
Gitzog, Nuki, Goretta Idea, accused the match.
With Casablanca, no. There's no interpreter for Basque, you realize?
Is Killian actually in Lenin Google?
He said ETA, no. ETA is I. ETA is I in Basque. Okay, also.
Very complete.
Well, there's Xavi, right? So obviously we're not going to understand a single word he says, but hey, all my respect to Basque, all right? The Basque language, as some call it. All right. Well then, there it is. There he is. Good old Xavi. Too bad about that one where, you know, they ask him about Greece. And he goes with a cliche. Hey, the whole attitude thing and all that is because of Greece, the meetings in Athens and so on, right? Today, I don't know. We've got to keep going. I mean, this is going to be a long haul. I don't know when we're going back to the Bernabeu. If we keep this up, things are headed in the right direction and all that. Well, the usual, right? I'm just pointing out the thing about Jude and Arda, whether they're compatible or not. Good question, because of course, now we're talking about Güler, but the best game Real Madrid has played is one of a kind, right? And I'm not a critic of Güler, not at all. I love the Turkish player, but it's obvious, man, today the team's speed, the speed of thought and execution was really something. Finally, I saw Camavinga, who was, perfect. Well, of course, in soccer, you can't say they'd always be like that. It's the usual, if they were always like that. Nobody's always at their best, but nobody's always at their best. But it's what I said at the start. If you show that intensity from the start, naturally, you might be less precise later. You can mess up a pass or whatever, but come on, some things just click. And what if they don't? It's not because you don't want things to work out. It's about precision and quick ball movement. But if there's movement and the idea is to move the ball with 1 or 2 touches, you're always better positioned for things to go well. Now, if you ask the player with the ball to pass it to your feet, you don't move, and then you get the ball. You take, 123 touches, dribble, and don't involve your teammates. It's always going to be harder if you're starting from the base with 1 or 2 touches and the ones without the ball moving. Damn, well then you're better positioned. I understand that the conversations, aside from the main issue, so attitude and all that, but in purely soccer terms, with Sabic and their players, did they go that route or not? Well, I think it showed. Today it really showed. I think the idea in Girona was also to make it noticeable. There was a moment when Madrid was trying to press well and all, but that day, for example, everyone messed up. Everyone was off their game. But anyway, in terms of mobility, today I saw something else. Very different. But very different, of course, from what we saw the other day. That thing about Güler in the comments. What are you giving me, guys? Do you guys think so? Here I did, for example. Jack Halzadia says, Bellingham. Today, he really did play as a central midfielder, and you could clearly see the difference, man. Kind of a central midfielder, but I don't think a true one. I mean, he was a central midfielder. In fact, Camavinga was with Tchouaméni as a double pivot. So, the one who dropped a bit deeper there to the base. The play was, come on, it seemed to me, hey, maybe I'm wrong, but Valverde's work, which went from less to more, and Jadiligan's work, who was excellent all match, they totally owned the midfield. Right. Sorry, yeah, causa dia no. I hadn't realized how good Bellingham has been both defensively and offensively. He's been really good. And that's why, of course, when Bellingham is on. So, was that a good question? Is Bellingham compatible with Güler? Given that today the Turk isn't playing and it's the best match, and Bellingham is having his best game, sure, it's just that now everything's going to revolve around that, right? Which game is Real Madrid TV1 showing from Castilla right now? Manuel Castilla. Bueno. Well, and the other substitution was Carreras for Fran. Well, Carreras did well, had a couple of little moments, but really good too. And then a whole separate chapter, of course, is the Mbappé thing. Mbappé. Coincidentally, in Bilbao, where last year he admitted hitting rock bottom. I think it was on the 3rd. Today's the 3rd of December. Sorry, I think it was the 4th, so exactly a year later. On the same stage where he missed a penalty, he was coming off that thing in Liverpool where he'd missed another one. Hit rock bottom was in a bad way. He had only, in quotes, 10 goals in those 20 games he'd already played for Real Madrid. Earlier, I heard that stat, and they compared it to this year's 20 games, 25 goals. And here he comes. 2 of the best goals Real Madrid has scored, because the second one was amazing too, by the way. That's a fantastic shot. Of course, when a player like him winds up without the guy in front managing to block him, I mean, the Athletic Bilbao defender really messed up there because he didn't even try to block him. No, he didn't even try, and yet he was right there in front. I think even there, Simone, and that's with it going right inside the post, that threw him off because the player was right in front of him. But hey, all the credit goes to Mbappé. I mean, when a soccer player is allowed to do that and has time to set up his shot and wind up his leg, well, that's what he does. And it's what we see so many times in training when we say, damn, because they don't score those goals in matches, of course, because when they shoot, they usually don't have anyone defending them, not when they're shooting on goal. And we always say, damn, if they did that in matches. Well, in matches, there's the pressure and the opponents. That's it. Today, Mbappé scored 2 of the best goals for Real Madrid because the first one is worthy of the Puskas. I'm even telling you, because of Trent Alexander-Arnold's cross and Mbappé's control. And another thing, I've been going on and on these past few days about Mbappé. Mbappé, the movements of the forwards. We talked about that in the previous video. And some info from Rada today from ESPN. Cheers, Ricardo. Greetings to everyone, guys. Rada reported today that in Real Madrid's last practice yesterday, before heading off to Bilbao, there had been a talk with Vinicius and Mbappé from the coaching staff. A talk that went a little beyond the usual. No, that's not usually done. I don't know what they talked about there, but hey, maybe they just wanted to make it clear that certain movements in that wonder goal need improving. The work Vinicius does without touching the ball, key for me. Why? We'll check it out later on Big Up. That's where we can show the match footage. Not here on YouTube, but remember, Mbappé receives it. Perfect control after the pass from Trent Alexander-Arnold. He gets past the first athletic player. He keeps going, and Vinicius shows up on the left, sprinting like crazy to give him another option. What does Vinicius do with that? With the athletic fullback focused on Vinicius, it gives Mbappé the option to fake and move toward the edge of the box to shoot. I mean, if Vinicius hadn't shown up, then Mbappé against the world would have had a really hard time. But whenever you've got your teammate giving you options, take note, Mbappé, so you can do the same when Vinicius has the ball. Damn, it makes all the difference. Because what you do is keep clearing space, so your teammates can create a lane for you, right? And you fill the opponents with doubt, offering other options. Come on. I mean, it's the ABC of soccer, man. Are they saying Kendrick is leaving and that's why he's not playing? Yeah, man. But we all already know that. If Hendrick leaves, Enric is going to be loaned to Olympique Lyon. the winter. We all know that. Big thanks to Richard Rebus for asking for likes here for the channel. It really helps, guys. Don't forget, please. And if you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. In a bit, we'll switch over to VGAP, where we can watch the match recap and break down plays and all that. But we're still here for a while longer. Let's see if there'll be another standout player from Real Madrid. But the thing about the attack, damn, when there's movement. I mean, with the potential these guys have, seriously. I mean, we saw it today. So yeah, there's really not much more to say. The injury situation is definitely the worst news. I think both Trent and Camavinga won't play again in 2026. Camavinga, maybe, because there's the Sevilla game on the 20th, and maybe Cama. Come on. He might make it because I think Camavinga's got a slight sprain. If you notice, he had the tip planted and it twisted a bit, and it's a very small sprain, I think. But with Trent Alexander-Arnold, if it's a hamstring, he's screwed. 3 weeks, and he probably wouldn't be back until the match against Betis on January 4th. Or the Spanish Super Cup. Yeah. Of course, Samuel Sanchez is telling me here, whoa, he's got the name of a cyclist I met back in the day, who was a really great guy. Miguel against City, this lineup without the injured players. Well, yeah, of course, but if Cama's not in, come on, we've got Goulart. That's what we're talking about, not about whether today, for example, speed and drive that Cama showed. Come on, if Goulart's got that, it's clear he's even better than Cama. But the thing is, that worked today too, man. It really pisses me off that you have to change it because of injuries. And then with Trent Alexander-Arnold, it's true he made a back pass that freaked us out a bit. He's got those bad habits, but he's got a golden right foot. That gives you, it gives you life. No, it doesn't give you life. He says, yeah. How long will Carvajal be available? Well, Carvajal won't be back until January, but I think late January. I mean, Carvajal won't even make it to the Supercopa. Careful with that, guys, because if now, I mean, watch out for that right back spot. I get that Fede Valverde has to go back there. And maybe there then. With Trent out, Fede drops back to his position. The spot opens up for him if he's not injured. Let him take it. That opens up that possibility for Goulart. Xabi Alonso said that Goulart had played 3 games in a row, but I think he just brushed off the question on that topic. They also asked him about his attitude, the change in attitude and all that. He didn't answer anything, but Xabi's headline from the press conference was, "A very complete game, the most well-rounded we've played. But calm down, we have to keep going." He said that too when we've tied and lost. But for sure, we hadn't heard Xabi Alonso since the Club World Cup say it was a very complete game, the most well-rounded we've played. And I think we all agree that it really was. He's a bit wound up. He's asking Fortea for something. Yeah, but look, I'll make you blow the whistle on this. The guy looked like he was about to say something and then didn't. You think I really mean it now? About the academy. Raul Asensio, well, today he happened to play right back, but I don't really see him as a right back. I don't see Asensio as a right back. Someone, hang on a sec. Out of 20 games played, 11 different. Good game to heal wounds. Victor Mar brings up this fact. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it is. I mean, I have no reason not to believe you. But no, I haven't been able to check it. Everton Castilla, but this Everton Castilla is obviously from Everton's reserve team, but this is the, what's it called? No, well, I swear this isn't the one. No, definitely not, because they're playing this. Dude. Miguel, 4 idiots at San Mamés chanting Madridista. Whoever doesn't vote with their team for Armando, it even gave me chills. Well, hey, the San Mamés fans, honestly, my respects, though, it hasn't always been like that. But what about today with Vinicius? Same thing. With Vinicius's in every stadium, it's the same. There's something about the Premier League, International Cup. Okay, got it. Yeah, there have been more games like these. Okay, the issue with the youth academy players. So, about the youth academy players that we don't have. A guy at right back that we're sure can move up to the first team. So we're talking about Fortea, and we see it as almost impossible because it feels like with Ancelotti, nobody gets called up from there. It's a worrying issue. See if I can bring it up with Fran Carrillo. He hasn't been on the channel in a while. He was telling me the same thing about what's going on with the youth academy because it's true. I mean, you see there are some really interesting players there, but no, nobody ever makes it up to the first team. Asensio made it to the first team, but come on. I mean, only because like 28 center backs got injured, right? So there's something going on in the youth academy that worries me. Is it called the Premier Cup U23, I think, or something like that? Free play, Miguel. Greetings from Venezuela. How do we say it in baseball? You don't change a winning lineup, but hey, we got the win today. Yeah, you don't change a winning lineup. Sure, but sometimes injuries force you to change it, right? And I think he's going to go for it. That's how it's going to go because I'm telling you, Trent's definitely going to be out until January with a tear back there in the biceps femoris. You're screwed for at least 3 weeks, and Camavinga's is going to be a sprain at the very least. Forte and Thiago. You know, well, David Jimenez is doing great too, right? That kid Del Castillo is really good too. I really like this guy, David Jimenez. Greetings, Miguel, from an airbase in Texas. Damn, Carlos. Damn. Are we attacking Venezuela or not? Look, well, about Venezuela. Careful. When we say Venezuela, we don't mean that. Obviously, we mean. We're talking about the tyrant who's in charge there, not the Venezuelan people, to whom I send a warm hug from here. Miguel, great game, but Camavinga isn't a sure thing. We need to sign Adam Walton. Yeah. What are they up to, Carlos? Sure. How did it go? What was that phrase? Something like, a lone pigeon makes the summer or something like that. No. Today's a good match, but I think we still need someone in the middle of the field, a holding midfielder. Adam Huerto in this one has, for Sandra, like the one we have in Venezuela too, 15 faces here. That Adam Huerto the other day posted a video of himself. It's well, I'd say peace. It's something else. It'll come. Yeah. No. I've got it really tough, Byron, with Basque. Man, I've got it really tough. There are some words I know naturally, but that's because it's not a Romance language. It's not a Latin language that comes from Latin. No, it's nothing like a Latin root or anything like French, like Catalan is, which is somewhat similar to French when it's not similar to Spanish. French, when it doesn't have a Latin root and you can kind of understand them, mostly because I've lived with them. Catalans, but the guy, nothing. I mean, totally clueless. Well, let's see if more people have spoken up. Because I haven't seen anyone talking, and that's weird, really weird. Maybe it's a bit early, because when Madrid wins, everyone speaks up, you know? Everyone's delighted, just over the moon. This is what Vinny Jr. posted on social media. This is Real Madrid. The goals will come back. See you at home on Sunday. Hala Madrid. Let's see if there's more around here, Taru. This guy hadn't said anything before. No, there hasn't been. There hasn't been yet. There really hasn't been much yet. I imagine now in the mixed zone, they'll start talking. I don't know what he meant by that in M's role with this celebration, saying, I don't. No. I didn't really understand when he scored the second one, that amazing goal. Maybe I can't show football footage yet. Well, I guess we'll be hearing from them there any moment now. Greetings to Elqui, who's speaking to us from Miami. I like it when they talk on the pitch, for sure. Anakin, yeah, Miguel. Greetings from Venezuela, as we say. Oh, well, you've already shown me this before. I'd like to see Gonzalo start a match. Well then, put on one recorded from the Club World Cup, man, because I think that's really, really tough. One thing's clear, you just can't. I mean, it's unthinkable with the kind of players they are. But come on, especially not today. Don't even think about it. Not today, nor when they couldn't win the other day in Girona, nor when they couldn't win in Elche. Taking Vinicius or Mbappé out is just unthinkable. You just can't take these players off because they're the ones who, the goals and the goal opportunities, absolutely. By the way, I'm also seeing another one because, of course, Vinny has had a couple of them. One, the shot really had no angle, and another where he controlled it. It was wonderful. The pass was from Militao, not a 30-yarder. Alexander-Arnold with Unai Simon right in front of him. He shot really badly, even though sometimes he finishes them really well, huh? Vinny sometimes finishes them really well, but I insist, with these two in attack, you have one of the best defenses in world football. What they need to do are moves that make the most of everything good they can give you, of course. And today, on Mbappe's first goal, Vinny's move was brilliant to set that up. That hesitation in Athletics' defense over whether to go after Vinny or go after Mbappe, and that the fullback kept his attention on Vinicius. If Vinicius hadn't made that run like he's done before, just like Mbappe with his teammate, because he thinks he's going to take it all the way himself, right? Well, that chance wouldn't have been created. Ricardo Mateo says here, my Miguel says, the one Vinicius missed against Unai was because he didn't look at the goal. If you watch the replay, you can see he's looking down and Unai reads it perfectly. Miguel, are you gonna... Well, look, that's a good question. A really good question. Dione Forever asks why I made a video earlier about Vinicius's corner. And he says to me, Miguel, are you going to take back what you said about Vinicius's corner, or is it just more crap and that's it? No, I'm not going to take back anything at all. Dione Forever, I invite you to watch the video. For anyone who hasn't seen it, it's the previous one where I show an image from the other day in Girona. There's a corner from... And besides, I think I can find it. Guys, seriously, I'm not a cheerleader channel, okay? I mean, on this channel, you're not going to hear only the good things about Madrid. You're not going to hear that yesterday Barca stole the game. Barca has pulled that off a million times. But yesterday in the game against Atleti, what they did to Dani Olmo, for me, that's a penalty. Like what they did to Rodrigo the other day, but I'm not going to start saying that just because I don't think it is. It has to be. I mean, here, you're going to hear my opinion. And the video I made earlier where I talked about this, guys, about what happened the other day, that corner Vinicius was about to take. And then Xabi Alonso and his assistant come over and say, Vinicius, hold on. Number 30 is going to take it. Carmen, we don't want you improvising on the corner because with a guy like Trent taking them, damn, it's not like we've already got half a goal, but we've got a better chance of scoring than if you do it short. That's not what it means. And I mentioned it in the previous video that sometimes Vinicius, because that's how soccer is. I mean, no, guys, no. You can't automate everything. Sometimes soccer players get ideas and decide to improvise. In that moment, it's fine to start like that. And maybe that day they take a short corner and we score a stunner. Who knows? But when you go to Xabi Alonso and the assistant to tell him this, hold up. And Xavi turns around like that, as if to say, damn, maybe they'll finally listen to me for once. Does this reaction from Vinicius count if it might have been toward the stands? I don't know. I don't know. And it's true. I should have said it in the previous video. Maybe it was aimed at the stands. Now, Vinicius is the kind of guy who doesn't hold back any gesture. I've defended Vinicius a million times, but not this. I also don't think it's disrespectful to the coach. I didn't say that in the previous video. Then Vinicius makes this face at you, and I don't think it's disrespectful to the coach. Not at all. He makes a face like, damn, they just didn't let me do it. It's fine. It's all good. What I said in that video is that we're going to listen to Courtois, who's talking right now, guys. And now I'll finish explaining what I think he was saying, what I was saying in that video. Let's listen to Courtois.
He's speaking live right now about the great win, a great game, and 3 very important points. Tribu, how do you rate what Real Madrid achieved today?
Well, we went into a very important match, a tough field, and after that run of draws in the league, today it was important to win, and we pulled it off with teamwork. Solid pressure, strong intensity from the very first second, and that's what led us to the win.
What did Real Madrid improve the most in today?
No, I think it's the intensity in the play. A bit of everything, really. And I think that, for example, in Girona in the first half, the burst of intensity, both offensively and defensively, and we can't really compare it to games where Atletico plays pretty open. And we had a bit more space to create danger, but we handled it really well.
Minute 25. Where did Thibaut send it? Minute 29. What a save from Thibaut in that one-on-one with that left arm. 2 saves, and they were crucial when the game was really tight.
1-0, of course. These are important moments when the team needs me. And, well, I'm happy to deliver, especially that second one. I think he read the play really well because I saw the ball going to Berenguer and he stepped up nicely to close the space and get a strong hand on it. So yeah, from a goalkeeper's point of view, those moments are beautiful.
As a team, the second goal was perfect. a great play. How did you see it from your position?
Yeah, I think it was a breakout play. I'm not sure if it started with me, but a good way out under their pressure. And that's what we'd been missing, maybe in some of our recent games. And a great run from Tren. And well, we just pushed forward. Great cross again from Tren. Great header from Kylian. He really surprises me with his heading and really staying ball there. That's what we need, people in the box, because that's where goals are scored. I think when midfielders push up like Kama did today, that's really important.
Assist from Mbappe, 2 goals. From our point of view, we feel like right now he's unstoppable. I don't know how you guys see it.
Terrible. No, Kylian is unstoppable. At one point in the game, I thought, wow, lucky me to be playing on his team and not having to face him except maybe with France. But no, honestly, Kylian is on another level. Honestly, we really enjoy his game and what he brings to the team. And I think he also creates space for Vinny and for the others up front. Well, let's hope he keeps it up.
You're really good, Tredu.
Thanks. He'll think so.
Well, there he was, Courtois. Hold on, man. They were about to put some footage up or something. All right, back to what I was saying. I'm telling you, hang on a sec. All right, what Courtois said is that I want to respond to Diony forever. I want to answer him. He told me something here. And to wrap up the whole Vinicius thing, okay? Hold on. I'm going to take your... No, I'm not going to leave your comment. What Courtois said is important in Girona. We lacked both offensive and defensive intensity. And Kylian, with a header, surprised him. It's true. Today, Kylian, look, the other day he scored a great header, and today the assist. Come on, another good header. That he dares to go for the header. That's what a striker should do. All right, perfect. And then he kind of complimented him with the joke that he's really bad, but he still complimented him. Lucky him for not having to face him. Remember the goals he scored in that knockout round against Paris Saint-Germain? The good thing is they disallowed 3 of them, but someone else did it. No, it was an incredible knockout tie from Mbappé against Madrid, and we still managed to go through. And how lucky he is not to have to face him. As for making changes over this, I've already explained it. Maybe to Beanie. That gesture was aimed at the stands. I don't think so. Anyway, I'm going to tell you something. Why is Dion Forever here saying he's not giving Xavi a dirty look? It's at the crowd. You know that? How would I know that? Same. I mean, in the same way. How can you be sure it was for the stands? How? Okay, he says what I just said is the definition of stirring up trouble. Okay, look. Do you know who Vinícius Jr. gave a dirty look to? Do you know who he gave a dirty look to? And just so you know, I defend Vinny to the hilt on a ton of things. But I'll say it again. I don't agree with him on everything. Same as with Xavi, I don't agree with him on everything. And today, Xavi treated Enric badly, in my opinion. In my view, I defend Sabio on a lot of things. Okay, it's just that I don't side with any soccer player. I'm not a cheerleader for any soccer player. Me, I'm a Madridista. I care about the team, not the individual players. I mean, it's not that I don't care, but I hate that whole thing of fans putting players above the team. I mean, and screw off, Daz, all those accounts of Cristianismo, Inmovilicismo, Bellinghamdismo. I mean, that's the damn cancer of social media. I mean it. Vinicius does a lot of things right, no doubt, especially on the field. And there's when you send them to second or third, or when you send him off for a second because they're insulting him. I've defended Vinicius a million times and said, hey, I'd send them to third after you walk into a place you've never played before, like in Oviedo, and then they start saying all kinds of things to you. Look, I totally get a lot of Vinicius's reactions. The other day, I brought up the idea that maybe if he chooses now not to say anything, it might actually be a good thing, but not because I think Vinicius is terribly wrong to act this way. All right, but where Vinicius really messed up, big time. And besides, it was in that gesture you say he was making toward the stands. We've already seen him do that to the coach. And not just that gesture. Putting the coach on the spot in front of millions of people who were watching El Clasico. Remember what he did. Damn it. And whoever defends that, that's indefensible. Indefensible, whether it's Vinicius, Mbappé, or anyone at all. It's absolutely indefensible. What are you talking about? Damn. And in this play, he pointed toward the stands. But it wouldn't surprise me at all if he did that to Xavi. And cut out that gesture. The fact that Xavi runs over to Vinicius to say, calm down, he's going slowly to take the corner kick. What I was saying in the video was that it was something symptomatic of what's going on with this Real Madrid and not what was happening to them until today. Because it's not like everything changed overnight. Though players tend to do things whenever they feel like it, you know? I'll also tell you, It's because there are certain things, instructions from the coach to the players, that they just don't feel like following. And especially in attack. It's no coincidence that Xabi Alonso had that talk in the last practice, according to people who were there. Well, since he was there, I trust Radra. And plus, I mean, I really think it was the perfect time for a talk with his forwards, you know? Not just what they'd say, but probably something like, "You bastards, you guys are really good. Make the most of your movements to unleash that brutal attacking power I know you can have." Shown in Mbappe's first goal, like I mentioned before, with Vinicius's run off the ball. So Diony, did you mess up just a bit? Many thanks to my fellow Madridista brothers, huh? For your donation, Miguel, you're just sharing your opinion like each of us does. The thing is, when it comes to what happens at Real Madrid, you don't have to explain yourself to me. Or to Johnny Forever. Well, man, I make videos, I say things, and you write to me, and I answer you. If I really didn't care at all, I wouldn't even read them. Thanks a lot, you know? Anyway, fellow Madridistas. But I wouldn't even read comments or anything. I mean, I'd just drop the whole thing. It wouldn't be my thing here, and, well, bye. I don't know. Who? Can you give me one, for example? I mean, this one just cracks me up, man. He says, "Are you sucking up to him?" Mbappé, your bias is showing, but I just said here that I'm not a fan of any soccer player. I'm a Real Madrid fan. You don't watch my channel much, because just the other day in a video I explained what Mbappé should never do as a number 9. If he wants to be a 9 with all the talent he has, which is not to hold back into the 6-yard box, not making it there in the play where Vinicius gets to the end line and sends the ball across to the far post. But I really tore into Mbappé. Those moves, a striker should be making them. And I gave the example of Benzema, when Benzema used to do them. And isn't it because Benzema is better than Mbappé? They're just different. But if you've got a number 9 who doesn't do that. And from there, I went on to bash Xavi. You need to put someone next to him who actually does it. And now they see it clearly. Or on a day like today, it's easy to say, damn, we won 3-0 and he scored twice. MP, yeah, sure. But it's not normal for that to happen today. Why the second goal from Mbappé? Well, the second goal for Madrid came from a player. The first goal was pure brilliance from Mbappé, with a great move by Vinicius, by the way. And Mbappé's second goal, the third of the match, among other things, because from there, which is where he always wants it, by the way, he's got a great shot. And the Athletic Club de Bilbao defender doesn't even try to block that shot. He gets in front of one, and Simone, even though it's right by the post, it goes in perfectly. But there are moves these players can still improve on in attack, even though they're excellent. Because, like someone said, who was it that said it to his aunt? I think it was Cruz. One thing is being really good, and another is playing soccer really well. What these kinds of coaches try to do is get great players to actually play really well. And for that, they need to be taught many things and have the humility to accept those lessons. But there are plenty of players who just don't have that humility. And about today, I insist, great game and all, but I still think Madrid is missing something. They still need a finisher, a guy who can attack the box. With Mbappé scoring all the goals he's scoring and will keep scoring. But for me, Madrid is missing a guy in the box, the way I see football, you know? The way I see football. Yeah, totally. Miguel, that first goal could have been signed by Ronaldo the Phenomenon, for sure. Absolutely, and absolutely. Wonderful goal. Look, Joel Gallardo, for example, says something that's really true. It's that you just wait for it, right? Who will play right back? Now I expect it to be Valverde. Ricardo, thanks for your comment. They were telling me here about today's big game. Joel Gallardo says it's a great comment, huh? It makes Sunday's game even harder to understand, of course. Today, we're really happy. Did we finally get to see this Madrid today? But I want to remind you, we're just 1 point behind Barca, and a month ago, we were 5 ahead. I just can't get over how pissed off I am. And like I said, well, I mean, Miguel might be right, but who would be a good center forward? Well, give Gonzalo the confidence. Or, for example, I know it's tricky and it opens up a whole can of worms, not pushing Bellingham forward, even though today, so he could do, for example, what he did in Ancelotti's year, right? When Rodrigo and Vinicius stayed wider and Bellingham would always come in from behind as a false 9, but I don't know. Or tell Mbappé to attack the box a little more. But come on, how are you going to take away what makes a guy special when he wants it out wide and then today bangs in those 2 amazing goals, right? It's tough. I mean, it's Xavi has trouble fitting it all together. And now this game comes along. Naturally, well, what can we say today? But it's hard to fit them all in. Well, so Miguel, do you think that Jude and Valverde, even though they're really good, are a problem for Madrid? Not today's. Definitely not today's. And I want to share something I also mentioned in the previous video in the Davini with that image. And it's Valverde's numbers and Jugetting's numbers from Jugetting. We've given him a hard time. Look, Valverde's going to talk. Valverde himself. Let's listen to him for a moment. Are we going to listen to him now? Are they going to get in touch with him? Right now, Victorio Calero is there with him. Damn. The thing is, he's taking a little while here with just a bit here with the image. Give me just a second, all right? What I was saying is that Jude Bellingham presses more than Valverde, and that's something that just doesn't happen, right? Even Mbappé pressed more than Valverde in some stats I gave today at noon. All right, let's go to him.
What did the team do today to get the 3 points here and in the way they did it?
Good evening. Honestly, the effort over the full 90 minutes lately, we've been struggling to start games focused. We always let in a goal right at the start. Today, we said something very clear in the locker room. It was about trying to change that and go out pressing, go out and score first, obviously to have a bit more peace of mind and be able to manage the game. Otherwise, we're always playing from behind. And I think today we were spectacular. The whole team worked really well in defense. We also worked hard when they came at us in attack. We have some really key players right now. Every ball they touch is almost a goal. Well, we're happy about the win. I'm really happy to be part of this team. It's an honor to be able to defend it every time. Every day, I'm proud to have the teammates I have who are always there supporting me. Well, for me, it's a pleasure to keep playing games here, keep winning, and keep improving as a team.
You're talking about the team effort. I think the best team play today was, without a doubt, the second goal. How did you see it? What did you think? Or TT team?
No? Well, spectacular in the end, really good vibes. Also worth mentioning the big words that motivated us to keep a clean sheet, and that gave us a lot more peace of mind when attacking. Well, I think the second goal was a beautiful play. Most of the players took part, and that was really nice. In the end, Kama scored, which is great. He usually doesn't score many goals in a year, and we're really happy for him.
And on a personal level, how are you? What does it mean to you to wear this armband in games and in atmospheres like today?
Nothing spectacular. I try to enjoy every day and bring out my best every time I get on the pitch. It's true that the last few games have been tough on me mentally, trying me to stand out like I had been doing for such a long time. Well, that's on me, my responsibility. I try to give 100% every day, training out on the field when it's our turn to play. I always appreciate the support from my teammates. Like I've always said, they're always there to help me, to give me a smile, so I can always be in good spirits. Well, thanks also to the coaching staff. Trust me, Feedy.
Today he scored 2 goals and gave an assist to Kylian. MP just told us he thinks he's unstoppable. How do you see it? How do you guys see him in the locker room?
Well, like I said in the end, it's key that a player like Satasha, every time he touches the ball, almost turns it into a goal. It's always nice. It motivates us. Obviously, it's a relief and a comfort to have him up front with us, that he links up, that he works well. With the team, we obviously know everything he can bring us, like in attack, all the goals, the plays he can create for us, the chances. But it's always good seeing him and Vini defend the way they did today.
And finally, this Sunday, we're back at the Bernabeu, Feedy.
Yeah, well, really excited and looking forward to it after so many games away. It's good, it's a pleasure, it's a joy, and like I said, it's an honor to keep representing this badge. And, well, getting back to playing at the Bernabeu is an incredible joy. Well, hopefully we can get another win there with our fans.
Thanks, Fade.
Thanks.
Sunday, folks.
Well, there you have Valverde's buffet. Let's see if he can get back to his best. He went from less to more today, huh? And I liked him more as the game went on. Check out these stats from Don Amancio that he's sharing with us here. Calzadilla scored. In duels won, Camavinga 10 out of 11, and Bellingham 9 out of 9. Sure, if they always played like that, man. But you're not always going to win all those battles, right? But with intensity, with the amazing physiques these guys have, come on. Please. Earlier you told me, and I'm just about done with you, Johnny Forever. Look, let me explain something to you, man. He's telling me, look, all I'm asking, Miguel, is to actually analyze the footage, not just show 3 seconds and then jump to conclusions. I don't think I'm asking for anything crazy. Look, Dione, we're done with this whole thing about Vinicius. I have a problem with the images. That's why we're going to VGAP. I put the link there for you. I'll post it again. Copy and paste, and let's go. And now we're heading over there, where we can actually watch some soccer footage. Right, it's just that YouTube will take your video down or demonetize it, or take it down outright if I show league footage now. But even that thing with Vinicius the other day, yeah, it takes it down, even if it's vertical. I mean, you step away, and it's brutal about that. So that's why I show those 3 seconds and trim it down a bit. They're little bits so that if you don't play it all in one go, you can catch a glimpse of it. But I'm not doing it for me. I mean, tell a story. Me? I know it's not true. No. I've watched the whole video, right? I tried to show what I could. And guys, from what I see, hey, maybe it's edited, but I'm still saying the exact same thing to wrap this up. When we've already seen Vinny make gestures at his coach, and way worse ones than those, why wouldn't I think he did the same thing to his coach the other day? All right, and then more than the whole Vinny thing, which you guys think is just stirring up trouble for the sake of it, it's to point out a reality at Real Madrid that the coach tells his players things and they don't always listen to him. That's it. That's it. I'm not here to stir up any crap or anything, because I've also seen in some comments on that video that these videos are just here to stir up crap. And they give you a dislike and you go, hey, well, fine, if a lot of people are really like that. If you don't want to see me on this channel, you can go and check out other channels that are basically Real Madrid cheerleaders, which is totally fine. I mean, they can make more money. That's great and all, but I have to tell it like I see it. I can't sell out to public opinion, to the confirmation bias a lot of people have about always talking nice about Madrid. They're going to say that Barca always cheats. And hey, it's not like Barca cheats all the time just because. They'll almost always. But in plays like yesterday's, I'm going to say that wasn't a penalty just to win people over. Just to get more likes. I'm not like that. If you want authenticity, this is what I offer. If you want a guy who's a cheerleader for Madrid, then that's not going to work. All right, that's that. And we're going to leave it at that. But come on over, guys. We'll see. Yeah, it's been more or less. Well, yeah, it was more or less respectful. Johnny, forever. Thanks for writing to me and all. And I hope I answered your question. Here it is. This is the link. I just shared it with you, and now I'm posting it again. So if you copy and paste it, we'll head straight over to Big App's live stream. We're going to be there for about another hour. We've been here for a solid 52 minutes on YouTube, and over there we can watch the match footage. Break down what I've been telling you about that first goal. A million things, plus statements from players, because we're keeping an eye out in case they show up and all that. And that's it, please. Come on, you're going to like it. You're going to like it. This is the post-game show, the post of the post-game show for the real diehards. I'll post it again, and let's head over there. All right, let's see if today we can break 100 viewers. Thanks for being here, guys. All right, see you on the other side. Let's go.